One of the ways that I find social media content for my social media accounts or for my clients' social media accounts is using Google Alerts. It's a great way to get the latest news on any topic, and it's great because I get a list of content sent directly to my inbox every day, and I don't have to think about, oh, which topics have I had good luck when I've used search terms in the past. I get a full list of the best content each day. Let me show you how I do it for my client, Impact Hub. One source of relevant information to our Boulder location, Impact Hub Boulder, is for me just to do a general search for Impact Hub, because there's many locations across the country and they're very supportive of one another. So let's do a search for Impact Hub. All right, so if I click on news, I can see the latest news articles of about 500,000 that Google can find. Now, you can see that there's a wide range of article dates. Most of these are in September, but for other search terms, you might find things that are as outdated as 2 years ago. If I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I can see Create Alert. I don't like to just use the default settings, so if I click Options here, I can make this much more relevant to myself. So I can select how often I want it. If you're doing a checkup on your company, for example, if I have the search term Vireo Media, I'll want to know about any news as soon as it goes out. So I could select as it happens. If it's something less relevant, then I can select either at most once a day or at most once a week. I get a full list of all my curated content daily, so I'm going to go ahead and click at most once a day. Next, I open up the sources. For Impact Hub, I know that there are a lot of bloggers that do a really nice job writing articles about Impact Hub. So I'm not just going to select news, I'm also going to select blog. I could also select other content sources, such as videos, books, discussions, or finance. For whatever term you're doing a search on, just think of where people are likely to add sources. You can also select language. I speak English, so I'm going to stick with English. And region. Impact Hub is international, and so I know I'm going to get great sources from all over the world. But for example, if I had a source that was only relevant to a certain region, for example, I do social media marketing for a medical company, and medical regulations are very different in different countries. So I would want to limit my search to just the United States. I can also select how many articles I get. For example, if I know that this is going to be something that only gets news every once in a while, I might select all results. But I find that Google does a pretty good job of filtering out the results that are most relevant to my audience, so I generally select only the best. And then I can select the email to deliver to. Now that I have my search term and all my search settings set up, I'm going to go ahead and create the alert. You can see here, now I have 2 alerts. I have Impact Hub and Vireo Media. I have to edit my search terms quite frequently. For example, I might find that Impact Hub is too broad, so I might need to take a look at articles that just are Impact Hub and Startup. Sometimes you'll find that a search term is too broad and you won't get good enough information. For example, I may find that in the future that Impact Hub is too broad of a term, and I'll do much better if I search instead for Impact Hub Social Venture. I generally start with a broad term and narrow it down in the future, or if I have already worked with a client in that field, I'll put in a list of very specific terms that I know have created good content in the past. I hope this saves you a ton of time and energy on your social media marketing efforts. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.